you're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset.
There is a possibility on the other side of this that inflation could actually be quite low.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Now, the data is in, and Hertz is selling another 20,000 EV cars. Is Hertz in danger of bankruptcy? And is the government preparing to do an additional car bailout, just like they did during the GFC? And the next thing is EV even profitable for these companies? And we're also going to take a look at what happened to Ford. Before I begin, if you guys can, please like the video, shoot me a comment below, hit notifications, and share this video. And before I really dig in, let's remember where we're at right now as far as defaults on used cars. Just a quick recap, car payment defaults hit a 29-year high as borrowing costs surged. That's right, y'all. Car defaults are higher now than they were during the GFC. So it's fair to say that additional banks are also going to go out of business, and I'll get to that part at the end. Inflation-squeezed Americans are defaulting on their auto loans at levels not seen in nearly 3 decades as record high borrowing costs threaten to price many Americans out of the market. The percentage of subprime auto borrowers at least 60 days past due on their loans rose to how's this? 6.11% in September. That's up from 5.93% at the beginning of 2023 in January, according to Bloomberg. And just another tidbit of information, used car prices expected to stabilize in 2024. Yeah, right. After years of decreases from a record high. So deflation has been happening, according to this article, in used cars for the last 2 years. 3 bullet points here. After record high used vehicle prices declined notably in 2023, pricing is expected to be relatively stable this year. Why? Why would it be relatively stable this year when the economy is falling apart? I don't get it. Bullet point number 2. Cox expects wholesale prices on its used vehicle value index, which tracks prices of used vehicles sold at its U.S. warehouse auctions, will end the year up 0.5% from December 2023. The slight increase would compare with a 7% decline in 2023 and a nearly 15% drop in 2023 from inflated prices during the pandemic, which means since the pandemic, prices of used cars have dropped and crashed 22%. And guess what, you guys? They're still overpriced. That is how much they went up during the lockdowns. But now let's go into detail on what's going on with Hertz, because the question is, guys, is Hertz really going to go into bankruptcy again? They just saved themselves from bankruptcy. I don't know if you guys remember that. And now they're having massive additional problems yet again. And you guys, as usual, this will be linked in my description. Car rental firm Hertz to sell 20,000 EVs, electric vehicles, for gas-powered vehicles. You guys, there's some companies that are losing billions of dollars by having EVs, and I'll show you that on our next article. This is a recent article. This is from January 11th. Rental firm Hertz said on Thursday it would sell about 20,000 electric vehicles from its U.S. fleet due to higher expenses related to collision and damage. Yeah, right. Because of economic hardship, but whatever, and will opt for gas-powered vehicles. That's crazy, you guys. So I don't think they like Tesla very much. Shares of the company, which operates vehicles from Tesla and Swedish EV maker Polestar, among others, fell about 3% at market open. So that wasn't good for Tesla, obviously. Hertz said it would order 100,000 Teslas by the end of 2023 and followed that with a decision to buy up to 65,000 units over 5 years from Polestar, but that is canceled. Expenses related to collision and damage, primarily associated with EVs, remained higher in the quarter, Hertz said. The company had previously set a target for 25% of its fleet to be electric by the end of 2024. Hertz expects about $245 million of incremental depreciation expenses for the proposed sale in the fourth quarter of 2023 and warned of a hit to adjusted corporate core profit for the period. So they're fixing to release a massive loss for Q4 of 2023. And I just want to point out, guys, we're still hearing in the news and in the media how resilient and strong the economy is. Well, if it's strong and resilient, why is there a dumpster fire within rental car companies right now? Can someone explain that to me? Again, if everyone's just spending money, everything's great. What's up with the rental car business? I mean, that's huge tourism indication, right? The company said that it will continue to focus on improving profitability for the remainder of its EV fleet. Maybe just things are just overpriced and consumers don't want to spend right now because they're getting killed right now in the economy. Finances are being wrecked right now. Hertz used car website lists more than 700 EVs on sale, including BMW i3 and then others. That's interesting. So if you guys want a used car, click this link right here and perhaps you can get one much cheaper than what's in your local market. But be warned, they are used cars, so they probably got extremely beat up. And one other thing, guys, I want to remind you of this. Now, this was announced a few months ago, but Ford will postpone about $12 billion in EV investment as buyers become more cautious. Y'all, demand is getting crippled across the nation right now. That is an absolute fact because people can't even afford eggs right now. I mean, the prices of everything right now is still going up other than used cars. I mean, and even though used cars have gone down, it's not enough. Now, here's the 3 bullet points. Ford said customers in North America are unwilling to pay a premium for an EV because they can't afford it. It's not necessarily that they're unwilling to, it's they can't afford it. We are entering a recession. We are in the front end of recession and unhinged unemployment. I mean, Google's doing layoffs. Amazon's doing layoffs. Walmart is closing stores. I mean, pick your data set here, except the S&P 500, which is ran by greedy, corrupt people. So if you want to listen to the greedy, corrupt people, by all means. But if you want to see what's going on the ground, we got to look through the over-optimism. Ford Model EV unit lost about, you guys ready? So Ford lost roughly $3.1 billion through 3 quarters of this year. And honestly, guys, that's a lot of money. So my question is as we go into 2024, will the government bail out the auto industry like they did during the GFC? Because remember, defaults are worse right now, and the asset bubble is even bigger right now than the GFC. And again, remember, we've already had a bank go out of business because of truck loans defaulting, remember? And if you don't, that's okay, because I have this article, What to Know About the First Iowa Bank Closure Since 2011. So the first bank closure since 2011, and it's a result of truck loans. Citizens Bank, a 94-year-old establishment in Sac City, has closed after significant out-of-state loan losses, according to a news release from the FDIC. The bank reported $65 million in assets and $58 million in deposits in the third quarter, leading to its November 3rd closure, according to the release. The FDIC said no advance notice is required when financial institutions are closed. Again, no advanced notice. So what that means is all the CEOs and all the people at the top could cash in on their bonuses and commissions right before they bail in and take your money as a depositor. You guys, the asset bubble right now is so out of whack, it's hard to comprehend. And the really amazing thing here, guys, is you really don't see it in mainstream media. We don't even see anything about the housing market crash anymore. We don't see anything about overvaluation. All we see right now are headlines designed to manipulate you so that you vote for the right party this year. And if it's me and I'm out there and I'm trying to decide, should I buy a car right now? Understand this, cars, trucks, maybe not trucks, okay, but cars and trucks are both depreciating assets. The only time where I would say go buy a car is a situation where you need it to make money. If you need to buy a car to make money, by all means, go ahead and do it. But if you just need a car, buy a Honda Civic from 1998. Because what we need to be doing right now, you guys, is we need to be saving our money, because the name of the game is once the recession hits, once unemployment starts, cash is king. And if you want to make a killing and get cars for essentially pennies on the dollar, you may want to save your cash right now, and you may not want to buy a vehicle until we have additional price collapse, regardless of what that article says. If there is an unemployment phenomenon that spreads around America, like what all of the indicators are telling us, then values will continue to plummet because they went up too much. We live in an economy that's boom bust, and we haven't yet gone through the bust. But I understand every metro area is different and I understand every consumer is different. So do me a favor. I need your intel. What are you guys seeing on the ground? Now, personally in my area, when I drive around car dealerships, most of the dealerships are now exploding with inventory, but not all of them. Not all of them are there yet, but many of them are. And on top of that, you guys, look at the fact that banks are pulling financing out of the car industry. There's turmoil going on in the car industry in the form of people not being able to pay their bills. When people stop paying their bills, everything falls apart. So when you throw high prices and hyper supply into the mix, prices go down even faster. So T-bill and chill. If you have to get a car, you don't need it for work. You don't need it to make money. You just need it from point A to B. Get some cheap car. But don't, I repeat, don't get a 6-year loan with a 9% interest rate on a new car that as soon as you drive that off the lot, you lose 10, 15% in value. That is a horrible, horrible investment. So again, you guys, the other question is Hertz going to go into bankruptcy in 2024? They just got out of bankruptcy during the lockdowns. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that they're so optimistic to begin with. I mean, they wanted to buy, 100,000 EVs and they want to change their entire fleet right on the outside of the last bankruptcy, right in the front of the recession. That, to me, that doesn't look good. I think they're going to go BK. I don't know if in 2024 it's going to happen. And I also think it's possible. I don't know 100%. And let me know what you think. Is it possible that the Federal Reserve, that the government bails out the auto industry once again? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Now, other than that, if you're out there investing in real estate, you guys already know I wish you luck and I hope you win.